So I pinned my bangs back so I wouldn't spend the next 15 minutes playing with them out of nervousness. But I may smack my lips some more as I am back to laying in bed with. I just did it. This is like a thing. I smack my lips all over the place. I really hope I don't do that in my real life and that this is just like some sort of nervous tick about being on film anyways. I'm back in bed with my mason jar full of vodka, and I'm getting around much better today than I was the other day. And every day seems to be a little bit better, so that's good. And the first thing I thought about today when I woke up is that tomorrow morning I was supposed to be waking up at 4, no, 3, leave the house by 4, and get on a plane and go to New York. It's really hard not to feel bummed out about that. I have been looking forward to it for, I don't know, I bought the ticket 5 weeks ago, so since then, but it's also been 5 months since I was last there, and I miss it a lot. I was really looking forward to seeing New York in springtime, but you know, it'll be there in summer, and it'll be just as fun. So I'm trying not to be too bummed out about this. The thing that grates on me the most, I guess, is really just the fact of basically constant pain. At this point, it's not constant. I've healed up enough that if I just lay in one place, then I'm not really in any pain. But for someone like me who's just kind of constantly out and about, working or going to school or making art, it's very hard for me to just lay here. It really is. I mean, even if I'm working on a project, not being able to be outside, not being able to be in the sun, not being able to be around other people, it really does wear on you. It just feels very isolating. It feels like, you know, the world is turning and you're just kind of here not taking part. My friend Annie came by today, and it's been like a week since I last saw her, and it felt like it had been a month. And I know that that's maybe dramatic, but hey, slipping a disc is some dramatic shit. It sucks. So it was really nice to have a friend come by and hang out for a little while. It definitely helps raise my spirits, especially, and she's so much fun. So it was nice to have her here and just hang out in my pajamas and talk that shit and catch up on all the drama that I've been missing out on. It's really nice. And now it's evening. I got off the phone a little while ago with one of my German teachers, um, who I absolutely adore, Ursula. And I was telling her about how it does seem, or it's just, I mean, it's Americans. We don't deal with injury, disability, anything related or reminiscent or that would remind us of our own mortality. We just don't deal with it well. And so even something as, in the grand scheme of things, and even though I just did call it dramatic, relatively minor as a slip disc, seeing another human being um, locked up in a bed makes people uncomfortable. They don't know how to deal with it. And of course, it's always hard to see someone you care about in pain or immobilized. It is. And so we were talking about that because she had gone through something where it just seemed like everybody heads for the fucking hills. And I was amazed a little bit to see like who called and who didn't this past week. And it is hard not to let that hurt your feelings, you know, and to realize that people simply don't know how to handle shit, or they're just fucking busy. You know, it's like we're all so busy. And in a normal week, I hardly have any time. There's people that, you know, they'll call or they'll send me an email, and I've waited upwards of a friggin' week to write back and then sit there and be like, am I an asshole? You know, and maybe I am an asshole. I don't know. Um, or not. Maybe I'm just busy and everyone else is busy and I'm sitting here late in bed having a pity party. Um, but through it, you know, being able to look at the fact of my own culture that I am a part of and seeing that, you know, that is something that needs to change. People got very distant from me too when my mom died. You know, people that I was very close with up until that point, they just simply didn't know how to handle it. And it's the people that sat with me through that experience that I love the most now and that know me the best. You know, in some ways, I feel that, you know, if you weren't present at her funeral, or if you have a hard time listening to me talk about that, or shut down that conversation, then there's absolutely no way you can really know who I am, because that experience led to so much drastic change in my own life that and positive, like I had to let it take a positive effect, not be this huge negative. And people who couldn't handle that level of darkness or pain were either relatively quickly cut out of my life, either because I did it or because they did it. Um, and it just fell to the wayside. You know, certain relationships just fall apart in the wake of things as massive as a death, you know. And I do think that maybe in other countries it's not that way. It seems like in other cultures there is an acceptance of death being a natural part of life. You know, there seems to be a more just maybe mortality is included in people's understanding of human existence, which Americans don't. We never really talk about it. So even this, just me being locked in bed, whining about how bored I am and how much this sucks and oh, I'm so isolated. Even that, I mean, it's not exactly a fun conversation, but even that, it's like people don't know how to handle it. And it's interesting to look at that. It's interesting to look at my own feelings too surrounding them, because I count myself as pretty tough. But, you know, tough people are sensitive too. And I think, I think, I don't fucking know what I think. I don't know what I think. I really am ready for this to be over, and I have a lot of fear about this particular injury waking back up again. And it sucks that this is going to be something that I deal with from time to time for the rest of my life. And hopefully it is no more often than what I've already dealt with. The first injury was 6 years ago, so hopefully that ratio stays in place. I don't want to deal with this more than that, but I also don't want to say that it's still kind of not a constant. Like, even though the first injury was 6 years ago, um, I wouldn't say that my life has been pain free since then. It's not. Um, it's just not as intense of a pain, and it's not as significant as being, you know, locked up like this. But, you know, I routinely find myself in a place of physical pain pretty much daily. Um, think that many people my age really are experiencing something like that. And so it is, in a way, isolating it. I don't, and no one talks about it, so I don't know. Um, but that is one reason why I wanted to talk about it. And this whole like video blogging thing is actually kind of fun. So it may, in fact, be my new little obsession while I finish my recovery. It's kind of nice just to bullshit. And hopefully here soon I will be a bit more entertaining and bullshit about much more exciting things than my stupid back. Anyway, I smacked my lips again just now. Anyway, I'm going to write for a while. Maybe I'll write something for the blog soon. Who knows? It's just such a goofy thing. This experience right now of recording oneself. It's kind of goofy, but fun. Hopefully, I'm not the only one enjoying it. Bye.